Welcome everybody. We are here today to talk about BMC Remedyforce Service Desk. This will be the first video as part of our Remedyforce Service Desk series, and we'll focus on an overview of Remedyforce and some core capabilities. We'll follow this session up with additional segments around administration to help you better understand that Remedyforce is a codeless solution that is known for its point-and-click configuration. That session will be followed up with a segment on reporting and dashboards to assure you can get the most out of your Remedyforce solution. So hopefully you can stay tuned for each of our videos as part of our Remedyforce Service Desk series. BMC Remedyforce is a net new product that has been jointly developed by Salesforce.com and BMC Software and has been available on the market since 2010. Unlike BMC's classic Remedy solution, Remedyforce is a full software-as-a-service-based solution. What that means is you don't need to host, manage, or maintain any hardware or software. This is all done by BMC and Salesforce.com. Since the first release of Remedyforce, the solution has gone through many evolutions and new releases. In fact, BMC releases a new version of Remedyforce approximately every 4 months to assure you get the latest and greatest functionality. One of the other core benefits of being on the Salesforce.com platform is the App Exchange, the leading business application marketplace in the world. The App Exchange is functional on the Salesforce.com platform and can natively integrate with other applications hosted on the platform. Now let's take a more in-depth look at Remedyforce. If you're familiar with the Salesforce.com platform, you probably already noticed on my screen the look and feel of Remedyforce is very similar to that of Salesforce. As every application hosted on the Salesforce.com platform, Remedyforce is a fully web-based solution, so all communication with Remedyforce, including administration, is all done via your web browser. And because Remedyforce is hosted in the cloud, you can access it from any device at any time as long as you have an internet connection. Now let's talk a little bit about our Remedyforce console. So our Remedyforce console includes different views, and those views pertain to all the different ticket types that we have within Remedyforce. So you can see my incident and service request view here in the background on my screen, which gives me a list of all my different incidents and service requests that are open within my environment. Now if I go down to my problems, you'll see a similar thing with all the different problems that I have available, and change requests, along with some of the other ticket types that we offer, releases and broadcasts, and as well as tasks. So let's go back to our incident view and take a look at the incident in a little bit more details. So you'll notice that this screen is actually showing all of my different incidents that are assigned to anyone and everyone within my Remedyforce solution. If I click on this drop down up here, it'll give me additional views in terms of what I want to take a look at or what queue I want to take a look at, so I can manage my tickets more effectively. So if I'm a user or an agent that is maybe an HR technician, they can go in and see only the HR tickets, and you can limit what views are available within here, what tickets are available for different agents. So they can only see human resources tickets if they're part of that queue. Now as we go through and take a look at the different tickets that are listed here, you can see my tickets are all numbered here, but what I really wanted to point out here is the due date progress, which is really what pops out to me on this screen. And this is where our SLAs are driven from. So you can see the different streetlights showing you whether your SLA has been breached or whether it is on target to be met. Let's go through and jump into one of these incidents and take a look at the forms and the fields that are located on the incident. So you can see right out of the bat, my form is organized by categories or by tabs up here. So I have my client details category that lists some client details information within that category. And as I go through, I have incident details one. That one includes my categorization tiers for that ticket, along with the description of what's going on or what the problem is that the end user is reporting. I have some additional categories down here, things like status, date, assignment details, and my configuration items. So all of the form is completely segregated based off of categories. Now, if we go through and look at the different field types that we offer within our form, you'll notice we have some search fields. So our client ID is a search field. Our category is a search field. And if I open that up, you'll be able to see all the different categories and the tiered categories that I have within that search field. And I can go through and I can select any one of these categories here that I'd like and add that into this. Now, continuing down, we also have drop-down fields within our environment. So we have our impact, urgency, and status drop-downs that are in turn doing a calculation for our priority. So you notice the priority is an auto-generated field. It's auto-generating that priority 2 for me. That's all based off of my impact and urgency that are outlined within my ticket. My date fields are right here as well, so I can assign date and timestamps to each of my tickets. And then at the bottom, I have my queue information and assignment information for what staff members are actually going to be working on this request. Now, when we take a look at this form, you're going to notice if we go through problem or change management, all the forms look and feel very similar. They all have these different tabs that go through and outline different fields that go in each of those tabs and organize your information as such on the form. Now, these forms are completely configurable within the administration window, and that's all done through point and click. So if you want to go through and create a new field, create a new form, add fields and remove fields from a form, that's completely configurable through the administration console, and we'll talk a little bit about that in our next segment. Before we do that, let's jump over to our record details section and talk about relationships within our tickets here. So you'll notice within our record details section, there is a whole bunch of different listings here. So I have my action history up at the top, and that's listing where my ticket is coming from in this case. So this ticket was submitted by John Smith via self-service. Any communication within the ticket is all going to be listed within here. So if I have an email communication with my end user, back and forth email communication from within the ticket, that's all going to be tracked within my action history, and you're going to be able to see the notes and what was written within each of those email responses. Those are all tracked within there. Now, when we talk about additional relationships, we start to think about, well, how do I relate tasks, problems, knowledge articles, change requests to an incident? That's all done through this record details page as well. So linking tasks can be done here. I can link one or multiple tasks. Same goes for knowledge articles, configuration items, change requests, and problems. And that's all done through here. You can also see our notes and attachments down at the bottom and our incident history, which is tracking any updates made to this incident. Now let's do a quick recap. BMC Remedyforce is a 100% SaaS-based IT service management solution, accessible from any web browser with internet connectivity. It supports seamless upgrades and a codeless administration experience. So stay tuned for our next segment on administration, where we will go through some configuration options to make Remedyforce look and feel like your own. Thank you for tuning in for part 1 of our Remedyforce series. Bye for now.